And we're live. Hey, welcome to another episode of Sleazy Sports. And today, joined by Devar and Onke. How's the gentleman?
We good?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
How are you? How are you,
Are you for real, Shavar? Are you good, bro? Like, you
dude?
know,
I'm
I didn't
I'm
even want
okay.
to take
I'm okay.
I didn't even want to text you over the weekend. I just sent you I just asked you yesterday that yo, bro, are you free to shoot tonight? And so yeah,
Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Look, I've
yeah,
been saying for a long time that City were favorites. This
yeah.
is exactly why.
Okay.
So
Let's hop into
yeah.
it. Yeah, let's let him start now, Onke, once.
Yeah, I need him. I need him to
Yeah,
express himself. He's holding
yeah,
No,
back.
bro.
look, I'm like as I said last week, right?
Yeah,
We were overperforming to be where we were, right?
yeah.
Yeah. There's this guy. I'm just waiting for this guy's smile.
Hey.
Where's that smile? Where's that smile? I
Hey,
can't see him. There's it.
there it is.
I'm just waiting for. I'm waiting for the camera to. There we go. There we go. To autofocus.
Yeah. Hey, what's up,
There we
CJ?
go.
What up?
Basically,
No,
Ed
look,
telling me. Yeah.
it was coming, right?
And I'm trying not to laugh.
I, I
I'm
just
trying
I
to
just
stay composed.
I just want to check something. Hold up. Where's the log
Uh,
here?
I've got
Hey,
something that you can
Ah,
check. I've got something
uh,
that you can check. It's called Crystal. It's very
I
clear.
still I still
Palace.
don't
Yeah.
see where's Chelsea here? I still don't
Chin chin.
I still
I'm at.
don't.
I'm at the point of you. You guys are a circus, and I'm loving the show, man. Sorry.
Shiva.
My
Actually,
guy,
I
my
come
guy,
in peace. Hold on. I
you
come in
you
peace.
should you should really not be throwing stones from your position. You can't
No,
even
I
throw
shouldn't.
them that high. I don't think stones can go that high.
I
hey.
shouldn't. I shouldn't, but I am. It's funny. It's funny, man. I come in peace. I come in peace today.
I
Gents,
mean,
how you
look,
doing?
last week I did say City. Well, I've been saying City were always favorites, and last
Mm,
week I did say, look, at the start of the season, our aim was top four and maybe a cup. We've got the cup. I don't think we'll fall out of top four, so we're still ahead of where we thought we'd be. Obviously, I would have liked to have taken the challenge deeper, but I always thought City was going to win, and yeah,
mm,
this is now the time where Kevin turns it on, and I don't know how many they've won already, but they go win 14 in a row, and
mm.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
think.
but
I think. Honestly, this is. I think sometimes we underestimate or we downplay how brilliant City is. I think City are at the point of peak EPL reign. They've got it on lock to the point where they know the right times to peak and the right times to scrape points. I think the other teams don't have an understanding. They haven't. They figured it out, but there's that 1% that takes City to the next level. Um, I I don't think the race is like over. I think there is a race for like second and third. Um, it's just a matter. I foresee one result just like literally messing it up for everybody. And this is in the top three. I can't conversate it.
yeah,
It's way up
don't.
top. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's on the top floor, and I'm like right at the bottom. But I do feel there is a result that's coming. That is, yeah, I don't think this is the end. This past weekend, everyone is saying this is the weekend that changed the 2023-24 season. I don't think so. I think there's still that one weekend that's gonna like literally mess everything up for
Yeah,
everybody.
City is gonna drop points. I agree with you. I just think when you look at the run in for all the clubs,
Mm.
they still have the better teams to face. You know, Arsenal is gonna drop points. They have a buzzsaw between Man United, Chelsea, and Spurs. I don't see Arsenal winning all three. There's
Yeah.
going to be somewhere where they get a draw. They don't have to lose. That's the thing. A draw
Mm.
is enough to just mess up your entire pursuit for this season, and how close the margins are. Because even though these teams lost, all that happened is that City now took control of the race. They both relinquished that control, and then City took control. Because Liverpool could have taken control. They missed 20,000 chances. Arsenal could have
Ish.
taken control. They decided to mail it in the second half. And as a result of that, City is now in control. The biggest fear that both these teams and their fan bases are feeling is City plays better in April and May.
Yep.
Yeah.
This
Well,
is when City elevate their standards. This is when City doesn't drop points. And they're
Mm.
already on a 17-game unbeaten run. Already.
Yeah.
So they are going into the business end of the season. And I always say this: you play your best football in April and May. The games you win in April and May are the most meaningful ones. Anything
Yeah.
that you are playing before that, that's just for fun, that's just for points. Right now, this is when titles are decided and stuff. And I feel like Arsenal, Shiva, remember when I said Arsenal had that purple patch when their midfielders were scoring and their
Yeah.
wingers were scoring goals?
Mm.
And then
that was that
immediately,
was that was Feb. That was Feb.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Fair.
Jan, Feb,
Yeah.
and March.
exactly, and I said by April, they are out of that
Hmm?
already. Now they are struggling to see the goal, because when you don't have a striker and everyone is scoring, defenders are scoring, you are scoring from corners every week. You can't sustain that. That's not a sustainable thing that you can have every week. And only Klopp has been able to do that with midfielders and wingers scoring all the time and stuff. And you won one league title.
And the
One league
Champions League.
title. I'm not saying he couldn't have won other ones, but that's just how difficult it is to win with that recipe. You need a goal scorer, someone you can depend on up front. Arsenal
I,
doesn't have that.
I think
And
also people forget last season when Arsenal lost that great fall off. Everyone was saying that every match that Arsenal went in and they were celebrating that they've won the league. So
yes,
you'd hope from that the takeaway is,
Mm.
guys, let's temper our expectation, but still
Yeah.
have that drive. I didn't see that drive this weekend, and I remember. I think I posted it on my status, um, talking about Bayern, them facing Bayern, Villa, Bayern. I said that in
Yeah.
itself, and I think you guys were arguing that no, they'll prioritize the
Premier
league
League.
rather than
Yeah.
Champions League. But the unfortunate thing is that they are human beings. Even though the manager might tell you that, hey, listen, we are prioritizing this particular cup. Champions League is different, gents. I think everyone
You
fails
can't
to
not
understand.
prioritize the Champions League
Thank
when
you.
you're in.
And
because
the
it's
Yeah.
minute
also
that
about
that
pride.
anthem goes off, it's a continental competition. You don't just brag locally to the guys only in England. It's a continental competition. And I said
Yeah.
it
And
this past weekend, first half, they looked solid. Second half, when they came out, it's almost like, I don't want to catch an injury. I don't want to get injured. I don't. And you don't want that as a player, because the minute a player doesn't give you 100%, it's that's it. Ishaile, that's
I,
that.
I'll say this though: what you see yesterday is we are at the stage in the season when teams know how to play certain teams, especially the way
Yeah.
Palace played Liverpool. Ne? Liverpool missed chances. Like for
Yo.
days they missed chances.
For
But in the
days.
first half, but in the first half, the way Palace played Liverpool, especially how they dominated them in the midfield, like
Mm.
absolutely dominated them. It was like these teams are at the stage in the season now where they are
Yeah.
forcing these teams to put in an extra effort to get their wins. They're basically saying you need to want to beat us. We are not going to lay down for you at this stage. We're going
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
outwork you. We're going to get to every second ball. We're basically just going to have to force you to play out of your skin to get any and every win. And you saw that with the Arsenal game in the second half. It started in the first half. In fact,
Yeah.
Oli Watkins said in his interview that after the 35th minute,
Yeah,
we
boy.
realized they were getting gassed, they were getting tired, because what they were what Aston Villa was doing was they were forcing them to press them continuously. Like, come, we'll play with the goalkeeper. Come and chase the ball in our box. And they kept trying and trying. They never even forced a single error from pressing, because all that does to you, it just keeps you running. You're chasing and you're chasing. By the time it got to the 30th minute, they were gassed. In fact, Arteta wanted to win that game early in the first half. Go at
Yeah.
these guys with all
Yeah.
the intensity so that we
Yeah.
can rest up. I can rest my guys for Wednesday.
I
Like
think that was the
Saka
game plan.
was going
Yeah,
to
that
rest
was the
him.
game plan. That by the
That was
50th
the game
minute,
plan.
it's done, it's dusted. Saka and them come out,
That's why he
Odegaard come
started.
out. Yeah,
Exactly.
but
That's why I started
before
with
we
the impact
before we
players like
bef-
Trossard and Gabriel, instead of Martinelli and Kai Havertz being up front for him. He wanted those impact players to inject some creativity, some pace, score, and then he can now relax. You don't plan like that at this time in the season, unfortunately. You
Yeah.
can't. You have to commit to the result. You have to commit to winning that game. No one is going to hand you a win this stage of the
no,
season. No one.
but
Yeah.
before we run away with the conversation around Liverpool and Palace, can we just like give a moment of appreciation the Palace goal? The way that they unpacked and slowly but surely. I think if you look over a period of like a minute, 30 seconds, they were playing like the Palace of old didn't do that. But the way they were comfortable on the ball, and this is a
New
way
coach,
to
coaching,
yes, yes, yes. They were just like
coaching.
literally simple passes, and
Yeah.
they didn't force it until the opening came about. It wasn't forced. A good solid 1 minute 39 seconds where you watch them hold the ball, and Liverpool were all over the place. And Liverpool is famous for pressing you, because the minute you trap the ball, if your first touch is not brilliant with Liverpool, the ball is gone. They've won it back. Liverpool preys on that. But this time around, you had Eze, and he was moving to the left, moving to the right. It was beautiful to watch, gents. I think
That
let's
was
Yeah.
just
brilliant.
even
That,
Klopp, because I think the goal went in. The camera went straight to Klopp. He went wow,
wow.
because he was also
Yeah.
yeah.
That was
I
brilliant.
don't
That
mind losing to such. I don't mind conceding such goals, because honestly, there was nothing that the defense could do there.
Yeah. They were
there's
carved
there's
open.
there's 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 a way you expect Palace to beat you. That is not how you expect Palace to come out and
Very
score
true.
against you. Like,
Mm.
there's no way Liverpool prepared for a Palace, intricate passing game. I love how they shifted their midfield. They forced Endo and McAllister to the left, and then when they played the pass to the overlap, basically they were already squeezed to the left, so no one could pick up Eze in the middle, and Van
Big
Dijk had to
mistake.
go,
Yeah.
had to go with Mateta. I'm like, this
Yeah.
is so good, so great in terms of coaching how to move players around and basically create space in the box for an attacker. Brilliantly played, brilliantly played. From there, Liverpool guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not, actually. Let's give Shivar a chance. Just to give a
Yeah.
view on
What?
his
I was about to say.
team's
Look,
I was about
I,
performance.
to.
I agree with everything you just said, Onke. But on the flip side to that is we carve them open more than enough times.
Yeah.
We had more than enough gilt edge chances. Whatever you think they did to our midfield, obviously we did much worse to them. The difference was we just did not put the ball in the back of the net. At one point, I felt like, we could actually still be playing that game. That game could still be going on. Palace are already on their bus on the way home. It's just Liverpool players there. And we still will not put the ball in the back of the net. That ball was
What?
not going in. It
I
was
mean,
not.
there was a period where you just kept finding Henderson. Like, you just kept
Yep.
finding him. He
Yep.
wasn't finding the ball. you guys were finding him
We picked
in
him out.
goal.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's this
Salah had
volley
this
that
shot
Nunes hit in the
that was
16-yard
so
box.
sweetly hit, though.
Oh my god!
But
Hey,
it went straight to the guy, and I'm
hey,
thinking to myself, you can hit that volley when you're outside the box, right? But when you're that close, you don't need this anything spectacular. He literally just needed to see where the keeper was and then just direct the ball
place it.
in a
Yeah,
direction. But
To be
obviously
placement.
his
fair to him,
instinct took over. He saw the
yeah.
ball on the bounce and he's like, I'm hitting this thing.
To
And
be fair to
look,
him,
9
he's in
times out of 10
traffic.
that would go in, right?
Yeah,
But he hit it. He hit it too cleanly, and it just hit Henderson square in the chest, I think. And Salah had
on the
one
thigh,
where,
on the thigh,
or was it on the
went
thigh?
up. Yeah,
Yeah, and then Salah had one where he, I think he tried to side foot it, but he didn't side foot it properly. Probably hit like his heel, and then it
and then it
went
hit
directly
Mitchell.
into the defender instead of
Yeah,
yeah. I think was it
uh,
Mitchell? It went directly into the defender instead of bottom corner
Yeah,
because the keeper was gone there.
Curtis
And then
Jones.
Curtis Jones, he should have squared that.
yeah.
Honestly, I
That
think
was
he should have scored
that's
that.
one of the misses of the seasons, man.
Yeah.
That one.
But
What?
but I
Yeah.
think also on Salah's decline, that requires a thesis on its own. We've spoken in the last 3-4 weeks that this man's stock price is just like declining. He should have left for Saudi. And
Nah,
yeah,
come on. How many goals
No,
does
I
this
don't
guy
think
have?
so.
Yeah. It's only
I
Holland that
think
has more than him.
Salah is still hurt.
Yeah,
in this
I think
season,
Salah is still
yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no, the
playing
second
with an
second
Only
injury.
Holland.
no, second best goal scorer of the season is Watkins.
Is it Watkins? Well,
Yeah,
maybe
Yeah,
that's
now,
it.
but
Still, he's
Watkins.
up there
But he's
though.
on
But
17.
Double, yeah,
yeah,
so 17, 2 goals less than the leader.
and then assists, isn't he up there with assists as
I
well?
think
No,
he's
check your stats.
probably
Have a look at them.
second with assists as well.
Mm.
How do I work this thing?
But I think after AFCON, Salah rushed himself back, and
Yeah, Salah
he-
17
he's
goals
Yeah,
and 9 assists.
which
Yeah,
is 17 is what, third or fourth?
17 is third
third.
and 9 is
it's
second.
third. He before AFCON he was having a brilliant season. After
Yeah,
AFCON he came back with the injury. I suspect he's still playing with that injury, so
Probably.
he's not applying himself the way he normally does. He looks like he's lost confidence as well. He just doesn't look like himself, and he gets frustrated a lot. Like his body language is not what we are used to. Yes, he gets frustrated when he doesn't get a pass, but now he gets really angry. He was even angry at Curtis Jones for not squaring it to
For
him.
for not for
But he
not
was a
scoring
bit
the
He should have
behind him.
squared it.
But he was
Curtis
a
should
bit
have squared
behind
that.
him as well.
Mhm. But like, surely, okay, maybe it's a noisy stadium. Although stadium wasn't that noisy. Surely you shout. Like,
No,
surely
I
you
did.
shout your
I
lungs
think
out.
I think also
You make sure the guy on the ball knows you're there, because there's no one. Like, Salah was like opened. It's not like if you're shouting, you're alerting the defense at that point, because there was no
yeah,
defense. We sliced them apart.
I
Curtis,
mean you play with this guy for like what, the whole season, so what, 20 odd games in now. There should be an understanding that Salah is going to make that run. And in
yeah,
Salah making that run, if I have the
yeah,
ball, all I have to do is get the ball in the box, and that's that.
yeah.
I think Curtis saw his name in lights, and
Even the finish that he went for was the wrong one. Why is he trying to curl it?
But I'm
In
not
that,
mad at him for trying to score. Honestly, I'm not. I'm not mad at him for
it's
trying to
split
score in
second.
that
It's
situation.
split second
It's
decisions that
1v1.
have to be made,
yeah, here's the
and
thing,
the
right?
boy
It's
Here's the
1v1.
decided
thing.
to make
Okay,
it.
this is where I agree with you, because if he took the pass and the pass didn't have the speed or the quality on it, we would have said he was scared to shoot,
Straight
right?
Exactly.
away.
So my thing for that is, if you are the team's main goal scorer, you take the shot, right? If it's Salah there, you take the shot. If it's Hoyland there, you take the shot. If it's Jackson there, you take the shot. But if you're not the team's main goal scorer and you scored 2 goals the entire year, then maybe just take the pass.
That's goal number 3 right there for the year. You take
Mm.
the shot. You still
Mm.
take the shot. How much do you have to contemplate when you are 1v1 with the goalkeeper? Why am I still looking sideways when the goal is looking
So
straight at
that's
me?
why I
I just
say
need to beat the keeper.
Salah needed to shout. He needed to like shout his lungs out there so that Curtis knew what he needed to do.
Exactly. That's
I
that's
don't
that's
think
also
I don't think
acceptable.
Salah screamed loudly enough.
Nah, I don't think so. I think if we're being honest, as a player, you are 1v1, and this is the problem with the positional play. When Curtis had that chance, is that he was 1v1 and it was straight ahead. He wasn't coming from the sides
Yes.
or anything. It was straight
Yes.
ahead. So as a keeper, you make yourself as big as possible.
And you just close him down. You
Like
just pressure.
that, and that's that. So and then I don't think he had the time to be aware of what's going on around him defenders wise, because he was
So
also
you say
very
that,
much
right? But
surprised.
in that situation, McAllister plays the pass and
Yeah, it's
Salah
different tiers
scores.
of
And
different tiers of football.
Thiago
Yeah,
plays that
that's
pass.
it's
Even
the intelligence
I
of
would
the
even
player.
say Jordan Henderson plays that pass.
But
Gini Wijnaldum
Henderson
But
plays
Jordan
that
plays.
Henderson
pass.
is
Hold
not
on, hold
gonna
on.
Jordan
Henderson
Henderson is
plays
not
that
gonna make that
pass
run.
out of panicking. He's literally
Well, yeah,
saying he's handing it over to the
Yeah, but
next
yeah.
also
or whoever that he
Hendo's not
feels.
making that run.
But what I'm
That
saying
run
is,
was
if he
Exactly.
brilliant.
finds
He's not
himself
making
in
that
that
run.
situation, he plays that pass. Curtis, look, I don't
That's
blame
fine.
him
But
for going for the shot, but he really should have squared that. And I mean, look, I don't blame that defeat on Curtis Jones, right? For that defeat, I'm looking at Salah and I'm looking at Endo because Endo looked really, really leggy. He looked like I don't know, when he first joined, he looked like this, and we were like, he's just gonna be an in and out type of player. Then he
Yeah.
hit an amazing purple patch, and he was absolutely brilliant for like 4 or 5 months. And now it looks like he's declining again. Maybe that's just the type of player he is. I mean, I can't be too upset. He cost like what, pocket change. But guys, Salah really, really should have. Look, Nunes as well. But
Ah, don't even talk about that one.
we
No,
can't.
let's hear him out with Nunes.
Nunes
I
from
think
Thursday. From
yeah,
Thursday, Nunes.
yeah. But
from Thursday.
we can't
Nunes has
put
been
the
selling since
what did
Thursday.
Van
So
Dijk do
it's
wrong?
it's it's
Like
one of
I don't
those
understand
things.
what Van Dijk did wrong. The goal wasn't his fault. He got on the
Mm.
ball. When his midfield got caught up, he cleaned up. He actually
Yeah, but
was a bit of a
that's
playmaker
that
toward the end
him
there from the
slipping
back.
there. That was hilarious. That slip
Yeah,
was
but
fucking
that's
hilarious. Sorry.
not that's not and plus it's not like we conceded from that slip. He
No,
had
no,
people
I
around him.
hear you, but
You were lucky not
you
to
know
concede from
when art imitates life, that's how it felt like,
it.
because it was brilliant. It's like, but
Yeah.
it happened on the one side, and the thing is, the
Who
way
is
that it
Crizo
happened, it was a
supporting?
home game. Yeah, it was happened on the left, and then with your, who's that before Demba Ba scored? Um, freaking hell, who's
Stevie
your
G.
captain? Yeah, Stevie G
You
was on
should
the
know
right.
this, Title. It's literally the
I
only
was,
song I hear Chelsea fans sing. I don't know. Do you
but I
guys
was
have
waiting for
any
you
other
to tell
songs?
me. I was waiting for you to
You have
tell
that
me.
you go Chelsea, 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 and then you sing the
Yeah.
Steven
That's another
Gerrard song.
song.
That's it. That's all.
That's it.
That's all.
Oh
The
no, they
Chelsea
also
song
have
is not
another
even a
one.
song. It's just chanting, chanting.
They also have another one, guys. My favorite
Which
one.
is the other one?
Your city is blue. Your city is blue. Just like London. Your city is blue. They always sing that shit at Old Trafford all the
Can we
fucking
talk
time.
about Luis Diaz's performance?
Who?
Diaz's performance. I feel it went under the radar, as in he wasn't present.
Nah, he wasn't.
Unless I was very unless I'm
No,
very
I actually
I, I,
right now
I
sitting
saw
here,
Luis Diaz
I
though.
don't
I
remember
saw him.
him doing anything.
Mm,
Like I
Guys,
don't
I
remember
did
him
see
having an
Luis Diaz
impact on
though.
that game.
yeah.
You know what? And I'm saying this. I said it last week. Goals help games. goals help the narrative around players as well.
Yeah.
In the first half, Luis Diaz was in the middle of a lot of the attacks Liverpool had.
Mm.
If Liverpool scores, then we are talking about a great game for Luis Diaz. That first
Yeah.
half was amazing and everything.
Mm.
And in the second half, he was neutralized. But I also think in the second half, Liverpool played differently. They sort of
Yeah. Well,
were
I think
allowing
Palace played
Palace.
differently in the second half.
Yes. So it also the space that was being offered was more in the middle and not on the sides. And that's how even Curtis Jones got his chance, because Palace was overloading those wings to make sure Salah is not impactful, to make sure Luis Diaz is not impactful. So there was space in the middle. It wasn't utilized. Even Diogo Jota, when he came on, I didn't see him.
Mm.
And he's usually a pest. He's usually someone that you see.
He also
The
had
one
had a
player,
gilt edge chance that he should have taken,
Yeah.
yes, in the
Yeah,
box.
but the
and he
ball.
put it
Yeah, in the
just
box.
wide.
And then who's this? My favorite player, Gakpo. He's the one
Yeah,
that
he didn't really
seemingly
do
had
anything.
impact when he came on. Because when he came
I
on, he
didn't
did.
think he did much. I don't
Nah,
think Gakpo did much.
he
I think
beat a few players.
Who's that Newcastle striker?
Isak.
Isak.
Isaac. I
Isak is
think
a problem.
if Isaac
Mm.
if Isaac was replaced with Gakpo, Isaac will probably be fighting for the golden boot.
I think he's
Yes.
already fighting for the golden boot.
He'd win it
No.
then, because you guys create chances, and I watched him against Newcastle. That bending run that he made right at the end, and he was going against who's that? I forgot the players. One of the Spurs defender
Udogi
who's quite
of
quick.
Van de
Yeah,
Ven.
he's quick, but yeah, he's very very quick. But that
Yeah, Van de Ven.
U-turn that he made, that was brilliant, and he had the pace. That's all it was. Gakpo can't do that.
Isak for me is probably the most technically gifted forward in the league. He is the closest thing to like a Roberto Firmino since ever, like
Roberto
in the Premier
Firmino.
League. Yeah, since Roberto Firmino, basically the striker that you can trust in any situation. Give him a counter, he's going to lead it. Give him
Has the
a
right
defender
pass if
on
he
his
knows
back.
that he's not gonna score. He has the right pass.
He has the right
He
pass.
wasn't
He's very
he wasn't
intelligent.
one of those
He
greedy
never
strikers
rushes.
that you feel were selfish. He
Yeah,
simplified his game.
and he looks like he has more time than everyone else. I always say that's a mark of a great striker. Look at how Watkins scored that second goal. He looked like he had more time
Woo!
than
Woo!
everyone. He
You
was
see
so
now that
relaxed.
finish. That
That
finish,
finish.
bro. Oh my
That's
Remember when
that's
remember
a,
when I,
that's a
when
striker.
strikers
remember when I
finish.
was speaking about the first touch and the importance of a first touch. It buys you time. You get certain players that have mastered the art of literally trapping the ball, and the minute that they trap the ball, it goes dead, like literally dead, and it's there, and then it gives them options. It buys them that extra second or two. Because unfortunately, with football, it's a game of finite moments, and if you take the wrong decision at the right time, it's a wrong decision. And if you take the
Yes.
right decision at the wrong time, it's still a wrong decision. So it has to be a lot of these that have to come together. When it comes to trapping the ball, Marius for me is like right up there, where he's
Yep.
on the line. And I know that he hasn't played in the EPL this season, and we shouldn't use him as a reference point. But for me, the way that he traps the ball, and he's got skill, pace, and whatnot, but he kills it. And when he kills it as a defender, you're already on the back foot, because he can do one of two things. He can either pass it to when they do the whole triangle thing, or he can go at you. So you're caught up in two minds. But anyway, back to what we're talking about with for me, the first touch. That's a definition of a true world-class player. If you don't have that, then you shouldn't play.
I actually miss Bobby now, because that guy had a first touch. Like
He had an amazing
Like,
first
on,
touch.
on TV, you could hear the ball moan. His touches were so delicate. Like I don't know how else to put it.
Okay,
And-
Conor
and-
Gallagher starts again.
At camp,
hey,
give me the lineup.
guys, are we
Petrovic,
segueing?
Gusto, Silva. Oh, hello. Silva starts. Chalobah, Cucurella, Moses, Conor Gallagher, Noni, Palmer, Modric, and Jackson up front.
So we are playing with two midfielders.
That's brave.
This is
That's very brave.
the most brave he's been the whole season.
Actually,
And it's because Enzo is
I'm not
injured.
gonna fight. I'm not gonna fight this lineup, eh?
I think
I'm
Mudryk
glad
is going to play
Silva is
10.
So it looks like Decore is going to play 10 for them, though. Is a double pivot good enough to? Because I like this Onana kid,
Yeah,
and
but they
I
Good to
don't
think
take him
have
though.
great
Decore.
ball
There's a
retention.
player. Would I take him?
Mm.
Onana. I mean, it's pretty hard to get the blue shite stench off him, so maybe not. But
Stay soft.
I'm
Should be
sure.
fine. Or jig.
Stay soft. Nah, maybe
Yeah.
Jig. Maybe Jig. We'll see.
Yeah, because
But
I'm
aside
looking at
from
their
that, I don't think
formation.
he's a
It's
bad player.
very defensive.
No, it's because even their structure with Decore at 10, Decore is just an extra midfielder because they play a flat 3 and Decore just joins in with either Beto or who's this Calvert Lewin when they're ahead. But I
Yeah,
never feel like I never
just to show
feel
you how
like
defensive
he's
they're
a
going, Coleman and Ashley Young are both starting.
so that they are reinforcing their right side.
Yeah.
I mean, Ashley Young could be playing on the left because it's Dwight McNeil as well, who can
So
also
you
play
move
on both
McNeil,
wings.
Onana in the middle,
Yeah.
and Ghana also.
I don't know
Yeah,
what's
no, they're
going on
gonna be
with it,
very
to be honest.
defensive. And we don't
Yeah.
have a midfielder that's a maestro. So Palmer and Mudryk are going to have to do a shift of helping the midfield because both our midfielders are they're not ball playing guys. They're going to recycle the
Everton
ball to
are
the
only
defense.
2 points above Luton. Sorry, okay. Everton are only 2 points above Luton. Okay,
Yeah,
they've
they
got
got
two
Remember,
games in hand on
they
them.
they've
got
appealed
extra
the 2
points.
point deduction.
They got another point deduction. That's why.
Yeah.
Guys,
But yeah, they've
honestly,
So
appealed it.
what I'm trying to say is they've won 9 games, 9 out of 31 games. That's not a bad record. You'd expect a team like that to pick up another 2 or 3 wins.
I
And
agree.
when are those 2 or 3 wins gonna come?
Could be tonight.
Could be tonight.
I can say that. Anyway, let's
Could
let's
be
talk about
tonight.
Arsenal. That's the comedy show of the weekend for me. I
Guys,
think we've said it
I
again,
saw
time and
I
time
saw
again.
a
Hold on,
meme.
hold on.
I saw a meme. I saw a meme. I have to tell you guys about this meme. It said Arsenal dip in form is like Easter. You know it's sometimes it's always in April. It's just always off by a week or two every year. But it's always in April.
That's amazing.
Yo, that
That's
one is a good
amazing.
one. That's a good one.
I think, guys,
And
we've
then after
spoken
this,
about.
they need to go to the Allianz. I'm here for it. I am here for it.
The thing is that you know what's the problem? Like they celebrated far too soon. Like
Yeah.
like they thought that they had this in the bag, and they don't realize this is a marathon. It really is a marathon. You have
The
to get to
question,
the finish line before you celebrate. Sihle in. I think Cheese, even you, Shiva, you guys recently have won the Premier League title, but you guys are not out here, opening your mouths saying that it's guaranteed. Whereas a lot of the times, Arsenal fans thought that this shit is done. This thing is deal. I mean,
And if
everything is sorted. And even
there's
with the
any
Bayern
team
game,
that should know
even,
better, it
bro,
should be them.
it
Like
should
that
be
yeah,
year that
there.
Leicester
they
won the
don't
league.
learn. They don't learn.
Yeah,
They don't.
you
The
know,
year that Leicester won the league, like Arsenal should have walked the league that season.
my G.
Ozil
Yes.
and Sanchez, the way they were playing. But again, around April, Arsenal just reckon.
Yeah.
What's most sad with the Arsenal case is it goes to something Cheese said at the start of the season. He said Arsenal is gonna drop off because Mikel Arteta is not going to rotate his team, and he's gonna have a team that is too gassed with Europe at the end of the season that is not going to be able to actually carry those guys over the finish line. Yesterday was a simple example of why you don't have a singular 11 every single week You're just playing with the same players every single week. You're winning 5-0. Odegaard has to play the whole game. Why is Odegaard playing the whole game if you're winning 5-0? Look at what Klopp did on the weekend. He had a 2-0 lead. It was like, listen, Kevin, come here. Haaland, come here. I need you guys to sit. Phil, you're not even coming into the game. Jack,
Didn't
you're
even
not
start
playing.
Yeah.
No,
Rodri, you're
and the
not
thing is,
playing.
that's why that's when it comes to fantasy league, everyone hates Man City, if we're
Man
being
City,
honest.
because they
Like
rotate.
no
Yeah.
one likes picking Man City players. Reason
Because they
being,
rotate.
Pep has got two squads that are solid squads. You could say he's got an A plus squad, which is his starting 11, but he also has a grade A squad
Yeah.
that can come in and fill in those gaps. So fantasy league, choosing city players is just asking for stress.
And
Unless you
the
just
sad
get
part,
Kevin, especially around now. This is when
yes,
Kevin does Kevin things.
yes,
Yeah.
that's why Kevin is in my team. That's why I'm number one on every league.
Yeah.
What's most sad for me when I look at Arsenal is they don't have an answer to their problem. If they go to Munich and they win in Munich, their problems only become worse.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If if they
I
Yes.
go
was
to
I
Munich,
was thinking about the exact same thing, that they
Yeah.
will go right if they win at Bayern, they will tenfold their problems.
if they
I
go
don't see
to
them
if
winning
they
at
go to
Bayern though.
Munich, if they go to Munich and they lose, then
Mm.
their problems are even more, because now it is the heart of the players, which is what we saw last season happen, where the
Yeah.
heart of the players started, because once doubt is introduced,
Yeah.
Hey.
then it's very difficult. You see, Liverpool is also in that writer's block point where they feel like they can't do anything right. And they've got this Atalanta cloud hanging over their heads.
Hey.
They've got the Man United cloud from the FA Cup also hanging over their heads, where they are not executing. And because they're not executing, they're being punished. And we are at the point in the season where if you don't execute, you get punished. It is really that
Well,
simple.
so there's a big
And
difference, right? That United game is absolutely like we should have won that game. The
Yeah.
only reason we
You should.
didn't win that game is because we didn't put the ball in the back of the net. It's the same
Same
with
thing that
Palace.
happened this
We
past
should
weekend.
have
Yeah.
won that game.
Mhm.
Like the only
Yeah.
reason we didn't win that game is because we didn't put the ball in the back of the net.
from the
Atalanta
FA
was
isn't-
Cup,
different.
remember the
Atalanta,
FA
we
Cup
got a
game.
hiding.
Yeah.
Well,
Remember
okay,
the FA Cup game.
I didn't watch the FA Cup game.
Oh, the
I was
FA
actually
Cup
on a
game as
flight.
well. The
Yeah.
FA Cup game as well. Same situation. You guys had control. You
Yeah.
guys should have won that game with ease. Instead,
Yeah.
Well, okay, I caught the last like 10 minutes of extra time there, and what I saw Harvey Elliott. I think he scored, and
Yeah.
then
He
after
scored.
that goal went in, we couldn't run anymore. So once I saw what like how we performed, I'm like, okay, well, no wonder why they scored. We're not a team built to go 120 minutes. So that's why, like, I could put that one down to us just being tired. So that's fine. I mean, you probably shouldn't be tired at this level, but I can understand it. Um, Atalanta, though, like, oh, it's just a hiding. That was
that was
just
a
I
beatdown.
have nothing to say.
That
we
was
Yeah.
a
they
beatdown.
they did to us what we did to Barcelona, basically.
Yeah.
Well,
And
not
this is
yet.
against a
Not yet.
failed Western player.
Hey,
I
not
don't
yet.
think
It's still
he wasn't
not
all that good.
Barcelona yet.
Who was their right back or their right wing back? He played for
Forgot.
Chelsea.
Oh,
Aspilicueta. No.
Zappacosta.
Zappacosta,
Zappacosta.
yeah.
Zappacosta. That guy was
He was
amazing.
killing you. He was
Yeah.
killing
The
you.
crosses that were
Tsimikas,
coming from
I'm
that
like,
side.
can we just take Tsimikas off? And then eventually we did take him off, and we brought on Robertson. But I think Robertson, he probably traveled, but he didn't expect to play because he was also getting it. It was like, okay, might as well have just left Tsimikas there. At least he won't be as embarrassed.
Trent yesterday.
Um,
Trent yesterday. Trent didn't
Defenders that
expect to
can't
play
defend.
yesterday. Trent was told that he's not playing yesterday, And
Yeah.
then when the kid got injured,
Bradley. Yeah.
Trent wasn't ready to play that game.
Nope.
He had so many wayward passes, and he was trying to be creative. But I'm like, you know how to play the simple pass. Part of what makes you great is that you don't overcomplicate things. You
Yeah.
find very good passes. There's a pass where he's looking for Nunes instead of Salah. Salah is right here. He's looking for this world-class KDB type pass. I'm like, why? When Salah is right here, you have a
Yeah.
2v2 that you can use to your advantage. But you're overthinking these things because you are not match sharp. You know, you need to get your legs under you, and you're not getting an easy game. You are chasing this game, and you're expected to inject something to the team. So you could see the pressure of that game getting to him, and he's not match fit. He went into midfield to try to help McAllister to create because Endo wasn't doing anything, and Saboslai is selling like no one's business. My word, Dominic is bad right now. I don't know what's going on with him. Every game I watch with Liverpool, Soboslai is committing errors that create goals for the other team, or he's just messing up attacks. Like attack
and
after
and and,
attack,
and
the
it's
guy
crunch
messes
time,
them up.
and it's crunch time now.
Yeah, and he's doing
Yes,
it at
I
the
don't
wrong
get
time.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because you
I really
Yeah.
don't get it.
yeah. Yeah, no, you're right, Onke dog. Because it's like even what you mentioned about who's this guy? There's a player from Liverpool that you mentioned, Endo. It's like Endo also started off well, but like when it really matters, when like they really need to turn up, they really are
Yeah,
I
lazy.
mean,
I think Endo
I'd
Endo
argue that
needs
he
to be
did
playing
turn up,
against the
right?
Fulhams of the
He
world.
he turned up against City. He turned up like a superstar against City.
But can
Buckled
he
Kevin De
consistently
Bruyne.
do it? Because that's the differentiating
I'm
factor
I'm
between.
thinking maybe he can't. But on that note, how upset can we be? We paid peanuts for him. He came from
Yeah,
a club that's not even in the Champions League. Like,
He's still a
this is
player that you
just
have in
his
your
level.
roster as a professional.
Yeah, but
I think
but I
I
mean,
think
this is
let's
just
let's okay,
his level.
Shiva,
We
Mr.
can't
V,
compare
let's
him
let's
to
do this.
Fabinho.
I think the focus is way too much on the price tag of a player. Basic
yeah,
economics tell you that the purchaser, sorry, the seller has a set price. The purchaser, it's up to the purchaser to go right ahead and say and deem that price to be worthy of whatever they're buying, the goods that they're buying. So let's move away from this whole thing. Well, we bought him for peanuts. So if he fails, he fails. If we bought him for a lot of money. If he fails, he fails. End of the day, these are professional players that we ask week in, week out for them to give their 120%. And that's that.
But
It ends
he
there.
did
It's that
he did
I
give
think right now,
120%.
but
I'm
his
not
100
doubting
was
I'm not doubting his
120% of
effort.
shit.
Look, he doesn't he cannot bring that quality consistently. And that's why
So
he was where he
so
was.
that in itself tells you that he's not at the level that everyone
No,
seems to think that he is.
but that's what I'm saying. He is not Fabinho, right? Oh well, Fabinho before last season, right?
yeah,
And we cannot expect him to be that because he isn't. It's
So
the
I
same
think
thing
the
with
one
um
the one thing that the one thing that hurts the pride of every soccer player is, so not player but like fan, is getting to a point of admitting that this is a flop. And at what point do you then admit that
I know.
in the
That's
long
but
run?
he's not
Hold
a
on,
flop.
I'm not saying it's a flop. Hear me out. Hear me out. If he
yeah,
can't consistently do it throughout the season, and you bought him to do it consistently throughout the season, he's not meeting
I don't
target.
think nah. I
mm-mm.
think he has exceeded expectations, to be
I
honest.
What, with the
agree.
two
Because
I
games or
agree
three
that
games
he
that he's
has.
excelled against City?
no, he had a very solid middle of the season. A very
I
That's
solid
agree
middle of
Arsenal.
the
that he's
season.
Arsenal did the same.
exceeded.
It's just
We
these
just spoke
last two
about.
games that he's
Hold
been.
on, Shiva. We've just spoken about Arsenal that they had sorry, they had that patch where they were scoring 6-5 goals. That was between Jan, Feb, and March, and that's that. Unfortunately,
So the difference is though,
You don't win the league in 3 months.
the difference is Arsenal came out at the beginning of the season trying to put a statement down to go and win the league. Declan
And they
Rice was a
finished all their
statement
goals.
signing, right?
Mm.
And they basically they said, with this guy, we're gonna push for the league title. Endo wasn't that. Endo was like we need a defensive midfielder. Okay, this guy is fairly decent. He's available. Let's bring him in. That's the difference,
And then what was
right?
Gravenberch?
Mm.
I mean, we needed a midfielder, right? I don't think he's a bad signing. He's also kind
Uh,
of tailed off recently, but I don't think he's been as terrible as people have made him out to be.
I feel
I actually don't think.
with him, I feel as though Endo has gotten the benefit of the doubt more than he has from
Yeah.
Klopp.
yeah.
Endo was allowed to play through his struggles basically
Yeah.
and get acclimated with the team, whereas Gravenberch has sort of had to do it from the bench, and those games
And
here
on
and there
that,
when he
right?
starts.
With Indo, he's pretty much the only one, so we kind of had to be patient with him. But with Gravenberch, you can just bring on Szoboszlai or McAllister or Jones or put Elliott in
But the
midfield.
thing is,
So there's more
when you
options.
have a game, when you have a period where Jones is injured, Soboslai was also injured, and Gravenberch is still struggling to get a string of games because you'll either play Elliott in that position, which is not a bad decision anyway, because he's a great dynamic player. I love Harvey Elliott. I think he's a star in the making. I
I
just
think he
feel
should
as
have came
though
on sooner
he's got
yesterday.
the worst of the mid. Yes, but he keeps doing this. He did this last week as well. He plays them too late. He's such an impact player that if you see Zoboslai is struggling in the first half already, take him off and put in Harvey. Like, it's really that simple, because Harvey adds a new dynamic to your team. He frees up Salah as well because he doesn't mind occupying that side, that
Yeah, holding the
the
width.
width of the right side. So it's one of those things where you're looking for a goal, do the right thing. And Diogo Jota is now fine. If Nunes is giving you problems in a game, trying to complicate things, just put in Jota, who knows how to find a goal. Klopp has been doing this long enough. He knows. I just feel as though when it comes to Gravenberch, he knows what he sees in training. I don't feel like he's had the same opportunities Endo has had, because
100%.
Endo didn't have a great game yesterday, and Gravenberch could have played, especially in the second half when you guys were chasing, and McAllister was basically isolated in midfield. Trent had to come and help him. Even Van Dijk and Konate had to go into midfield and help. Endo is not contributing forward. He's not contributing in midfield. You're like, okay, then what is he doing when you guys have the ball and have control in the game? He's not offering much in those situations. I feel as though
When is
Gravenberch
Thiago
in
coming
those
back?
situations can add a
I don't
dynamism.
think. I think he came back, and then he got injured in training again. So I don't know.
No.
I think he's
Thiago,
played
it's
his
his
last
fault.
game.
But it's his fault, Thiago, bro. Like,
Is never going to play for Liverpool.
I just think some players, bro, they need to look at how the team plays from a stylistic standpoint. Thiago is a City type player, bro. It's not a person who runs a lot, bro. He's never been. He's an injury prone cat.
Doesn't
It's
have
always the damn.
pace.
The thing is, though, he's not
Uh,
okay. Okay, he does run a fair amount. Like, he's not a lazy player. He's not
Yeah, I know.
a
He
what's the
tries.
word? He's not like a Ozil.
He
He
tries.
tries.
Right.
He tries. It's
He's
just
a Verratti. He tries.
he's a Verratti. He's a Verratti.
Yeah.
But I've seen Thiago drop some, like, one of my favorite ever performances, and I caught 45 minutes of that game because of load shedding. It was Thiago against United, and I'm
that was
like,
brilliant. That was
guys,
a
this
massacre.
is
That
the
was a
type of thing that
massacre.
you frame. Like, this is the thing you tell your kids about 10 years later, 20 years later. Like, that's the type of player that he is. It's just, yeah, unfortunately, injuries do that.
Could have used
Yeah,
I
another
don't
team,
regret
bro.
signing him because, I mean, football is about memories, right? And he gave me
Yeah.
some of the best memories I've
memory.
had recently.
Yeah.
100%.
Um,
And as well, I
he's
don't
a
think
class player.
he's a class
He's a
player.
class player. That
Yeah.
We all
wasn't a
rate
bad
him.
signing at all.
We all
and
rate him,
that
bro.
season where we were on for the quad, he was
Yeah.
like, he was
Amazing.
absolutely class. Even the
He
season
was
before that,
balling.
he was our only real consistent player up until the end, where we started getting our defenders back.
Yes.
So people say he's been a flop. I don't think he's been a flop.
No.
He hasn't
Nah,
been
they
a
don't
Thiago,
resounding
understand football.
success,
No,
but
he had 2
Thiago's
seasons.
a
He had two brilliant
brilliant
seasons.
player.
That's why I'm asking you.
he
That's
is,
why I'm asking
bro.
you, when
There's
is he
things
coming
that he
back?
does that No one
I don't
can,
think he's
bro.
coming back. I don't think he's coming
Gosh.
back. And
because
as much as I love McAllister, probably maybe he will be, but he's not on that Thiago level yet. Like you
yes,
were talking about first touch earlier. Thiago's
Woo!
another one who he can do it without even taking a touch sometimes.
La
Yeah,
Masia,
I know
La
Thiago's
Masia.
class, bro.
La
Thiago
La
is
Masia, the
Masia.
class,
school.
bro.
Speaking of La Masia and Barcelona, did you guys see Pedri's pass to I
Woo!
think it
Oh my
was
God, to
Rafinha,
yeah,
Rafinha, to
see,
Rafinha.
Rafinha,
yes, Rafinha.
Woo!
See,
filthy.
do you see why I
And you know
have
what's
him
crazy,
top?
Shiva? Shiva, I knew that he was gonna do that. The moment he
Yeah,
controlled it and looked up, I'm like,
yeah.
I just stood up.
But
I
also
knew that it was gonna go to home point, and it was a
go
clean
go and
ball,
watch it
dog.
again, right?
Woo!
Because if you watch it again, he doesn't control it and then look up.
Yeah,
He
he look.
he
Yeah,
sees it,
He
then he
yeah,
controls it, and
controls it
by
and then
the
he
time he's
passes it.
looked up, he's
Yeah.
already
yeah,
halfway through his pass.
Yes,
Mm.
yeah.
he's in his
And it was so
motion. When he's looking up, he's already in his
He's
yeah.
already
motion. So he's
yeah,
decided
Hey,
what to do with the ball already.
yeah.
That's Xavi. This is Shiva, by the way. I want Xavi to come to Chelsea. I've decided. So I read
Yeah.
up.
So he said it.
No,
No, no.
I,
So Onke
I'm
said
being
it this weekend,
serious.
and he said it
yeah, but
at
yeah, he
I
said
think
it
it
in
was
the
like
group.
9 o'clock at night, and
Yeah,
we all thought Onke was drunk.
yeah. He
Okay,
said
I
it.
think
No,
I think
I saw
you
this
got a
other
bit
insight.
deceived there by that Pedri pass. You're thinking that Xavi
No,
can
not at
do that,
all.
turn
Not at
Enzo into
all.
that.
So no, not at all. So my thing is, I don't care much about results and stuff when it comes to Barcelona, because Barcelona is a very very young team and they're very light. Like you can push those guys over, like they're easy to beat. Like
Yeah,
honestly, Man United showed it last season. When you're
yeah,
physical with that team, they really they can't handle that. So against English teams and stuff, they're going to suffer until they get someone who's a bully who can actually protect them, and basically boss teams and stuff. Then they'll be able to manage. But
I
to
mean,
me, it's
they
about
had Frank
coaching.
Kessié, right? Wasn't that
Yeah,
Kessier's job?
Casey.
But he
Well,
didn't have
he
the technical ability to play in that team.
didn't have the technical ability to play for Xavi. But the reason I want Xavi is it's the football I want my team to play, because we do not lack in terms of physicality. We do not lack in terms of talent, speed, technicality, and all of that. Apart from Conor Gallagher, obviously, and
But
some
you
of our
don't have
defenders.
this. Maybe Enzo has a little bit of this, but
But
guys, you saw
but
Pedri.
but that's where
That
coaching.
was that
I
was
That's where
like
agree.
coaching.
Perlo's quote. It was Perlo's quote. Football is played with the brain. The legs are just the tools. You guys,
Yeah.
football is played with your
Thank
legs. The
you.
brain is just there.
But
Like
this is
Yeah,
it's weighted
this
and
is
your
why
legs
that
have
for
to
you.
this is
carry.
why this is why he's perfect for a developing team. Just like Xavi did with Leverkusen. Leverkusen was not the most intelligent team. They were
No.
not smart and everything. You have to coach that into players. Players need to know how to make decisions, when to make decisions, what decisions make sense. If you coach that now, when they're just raw talent, that is not guided, doesn't know, when to make decisions and how, then it's easier for them to be molded to those players that you need them to be. So I feel like Xavi is perfect, and he's got this thing he calls the 4 Ps. Apparently, that's what is taught in La Masia. It's possession, pressure. What's the other P?
Position.
Uh, Position, and then perception. Perception is intelligence. It's the understanding of football. And he says the first rule is the ball is always faster than anyone's legs. No
Oh,
man is faster than the ball. So the ball needs to travel. I'm like, at Chelsea, those types of principles, if you instill them, not for the results, we're not going to win league titles, Shiva. I know that, but we can play better. We can be better as a team. We can produce better football with the type of talent we have at our disposal. We just don't have the right brains in the dugout, tactically developing these players to become that. Then we can
Okay.
focus on winning 3 years down the line. I don't mind. I
I'll
don't
paint you a
mind.
picture. I'll paint you a
Yeah.
picture.
But Onke
Chelsea
is
at
right.
home.
Yeah,
But Onke
painted.
is
Yeah.
right. I fully agree with Onke. That's how even when you look at a team like Liverpool, when Klopp came in,
That's how
bro,
we
it's not like
started.
you
Yeah.
guys hit the ground running. They were found. Yeah,
It
like he
actually
had to
got
be
worse
persuaded.
before it got better.
100%. But the thing is that Shavar, you could see with your own two eyes that there's something brewing here. I mean, Adam Lallana. Remember that season when Lallana was on fire all of a sudden,
Yeah.
bro, just scoring for fun. You could see that, man, this guy is cooking something, bro. And if he gets the tools, he is gonna challenge.
And
And you
Klopp
guys
was
even
quick
reached
to
the
weed
final,
out.
bro.
And Klopp
Yeah,
was quick to weed out the players that were not suitable for him. To get
yeah,
Robertson, for example, he had to get to let go of that Spanish left back that
Moreno.
they had, that
Moreno.
Moreno.
Mm.
Exactly. After Moreno had a stinker in the Europa League final against Sevilla,
But he
he
didn't
had to
even
get rid
want
of
to
him.
play Moreno in that game. He played Moreno because someone
Exactly.
was injured.
Yeah,
Yes. But he got
yeah,
Robertson the next season. And from then, he was solid in left back. Never had issues in that position. Because you need, look at Trent. If Klopp, I swear, guys, Trent would be a
yeah,
different player. The
yeah.
confidence in his game would be different. He would probably be.
Is it only me
Ish,
that's
okay.
losing? Okay.
Yeah, it's
No, it's
almost
not.
losing him.
No, but
Okay, bro.
I agree what Unke is saying because
Yeah.
Salah wasn't a world beater when we signed him.
Yeah.
Sadio Mane, everybody saw,
Was,
okay, this guy is talented, but he
but
wasn't
I
a world
rated
beater when we signed him.
I rated
Okay,
Mane
yes,
though.
you rated
He
him,
scored a hat
but you
against
didn't think
City
he would
for
be as
Southampton.
clutch as he ended up being, right?
Yeah.
Who's
There
another
were
one? Jordan Henderson,
Firmino.
right?
Even Firmino
Okay,
for
I wanted to get to Bobby last because
Oh, okay.
for
Sorry.
me,
Let me not.
if I think of Klopp's era, I think Bobby Firmino. He was literally, well, he was our most important player, and um, I think, no, actually now because Salah's missed a few games, I think no one can catch him now. He's played the most games for Klopp at Liverpool, and I don't think Salah can catch him. Can catch him now, and he literally just defined the Klopp era because he was playing at right back, right wing back. He was playing in a number 10. He was playing as a lone striker, and all
Rogers
of
is
these
a
things.
criminal.
And Klopp comes and he's like, no, 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 no. I'm going to play you in this false nine role because I see how good you are with your back to goal. I see how
Yeah.
smart you are. I see how you have this perfectly crafted German engineering of a brain. And with that, you have all the Brazilian
Jeez,
flair.
like you sound
Like,
like you want to
Yeah.
make love to the guy.
German engineering.
Yeah.
and look, okay,
uh,
for me, I think Bobby Firmino's been our best player in the club era. Like, he hasn't really hit the heights of Salah and Van Dijk, but maybe let me say he's been our most important player. And
yeah.
Yes.
that's
Your
also the
best
point
player
you're
is Salah.
making.
But
Salah or
Klopp
Van
got
Dijk,
rid of
whoever.
Klopp got rid of a player that you had in the middle of the park. Was an England international. I just forgot his name. Bold guy. He used to have like proper passing, and his goals, his long range passing, and his long range goal. I just forgot his name now.
Shelby,
And he played.
Voldemort,
Jonjo.
No man,
Jonjo.
Bold. Yes.
Jonjo Shelby.
Jonjo, Shelby,
Yeah.
yeah, Voldemort,
Yeah, and
Voldemort.
Yeah,
then
Voldemort.
But he didn't have
Klopp,
legs. He didn't
Yeah,
have
Klopp
the
and
got rid
legs.
of
Jonjo
him.
Jonjo used to foul because
Yo.
he couldn't run.
It was like
Klopp
Hey, but
Jordan.
he's
hates fouling.
passing.
It was like Chaka actually, where
Yes.
he'd get turned and then you couldn't catch the guy, so just foul him.
Yeah,
Yo, but
so
his fouls
Klopp
were
hates
aggressive,
fouling.
bro.
German
But these are
German coaches German coaches hate fouling, by the way. You foul
well,
only tactically. German coaches
Yeah,
don't do this fouling nonsense. You don't concede fouls with German coaches. They coach that out of their teams. Jordan Shelby was too slow. Great passer, too
yeah.
slow. Too slow off the
but
ball.
he,
And
he
you
was
can't get
another
and
one
press.
where he had to receive the ball and then pick his head up to see a
Yeah.
pass. And that's
Yes.
Hey, but
literally
when
the
That,
difference, right?
once he picks that pass, fucking hell.
Yeah, but
he's brilliant. No, he was brilliant. And like you can't get and press with a slow midfield. That's why
yeah,
Gini Wijnaldum was bought because
yep,
you needed that pace to support the front three when they press. So
Yeah.
if you're getting pressing, when they beat your first press, you can't have a slow midfield because they're going to, if they realize they're too slow, they're going to back away like the United midfield does. They're going to back
Yeah.
away and not press. And then your front three is going to look back and be like, but this is a waste of our time.
Yeah.
We are busy
I know,
chasing.
I
These
know,
guys are not
I
helping
know
us.
we don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
Should United fans be worried?
About what?
Champions League?
No, no. They should
What do you mean worried about Champions League?
celebrate
What does he mean?
everything.
Sihle, what the fuck are you on about, bro?
Yeah. What do you mean? Should United fans be worried about Champions League?
What is he on
If I
about? Okay,
recall,
bro.
hold on. If I recall very well, beginning of the
Yeah.
season, and this is after saying that Ten Hag is taking you guys to the promised land. The promised land was Champions
Yes,
League. Yeah.
yes.
When you
So
say champion,
hence I
like,
asked the question: should you guys be worried of not getting Champions League this season?
dog, we're not
No,
getting it
Sihle,
anyway.
they-
What worry is it, dog?
let me tell you
when we're not
what's
getting-
happening here, Sihle. You're basically saying to someone, are you worried about having twins, getting impregnated with twins? Meanwhile, this person that you are speaking to is a guy who's had a vasectomy
Exactly.
Hey,
and
don't say
hasn't
that
seen a
about a
member of the
vasectomy.
opposite
You
gender
know
in
that
about 10 years.
you know that with the vasectomy, it's effective 99% of the time. There's still 1%. But
That's
anyway,
still
the
that
reason I
1%.
asked the question
So
is that
United's
I
that
remember
1%.
beginning of
Do you think
the
that guy is
season,
worried about having twins?
all
It's the same
well,
concept.
vasectomy, all the shit is accumulated and all of it
It's
goes at
still
the same time.
possible.
But I remember beginning of the season, you guys were like, we are a Champions League side. And right now, all of a sudden, that's changed.
I don't
Now
remember
we're
anyone
supposed to just
saying that
forget that.
United were a Champions League side. Yo. Yo.
I wanna choose with my side. I never know. Like tonight, I'm gonna watch it, but hi,
I know, bro. But
yeah,
sit there and dog, like Tina, our team. Let's be for real. Like, I mean, of course, if you finish the season the way we did last season, and you finish third, you'd expect the club to build or the team to get better in the next season. And unfortunately, we've actually come worse because Ten Hag, I don't know what he's trying to do. I really don't know what he's trying to do. I don't
No
think
one knows.
even the players don't know. Because Dalo, did you guys see the interview for Dalo, bro?
what
Dalo was
happened?
just talking about how we are not compact when we don't have the ball, bro. He's saying the things that we've always been saying on this
Everyone
show,
sees.
and everyone sees. But of course, Ten Hag gets upset when you challenge his authority, so he banishes you. You know, it takes you to the shadow realm every time you question his tactics. And personally, I don't see a problem if it's like we all work 9 to 5s. If our managers make us do something that doesn't make sense, we're gonna challenge that shit, aren't we? We're gonna say, "Yo, this doesn't make
Yes.
sense. What you're trying to make us
But
do."
but
We're
but
gonna
here's the
challenge it.
difference, right? The difference
Yeah,
is Dallas said that in an interview.
yeah,
I've never heard a player come out and speak against Klopp or Pep
yeah.
Because
or
there's
Because
none
you
of
know
Zidane
why?
it.
or
It's
Jose.
because you know why? You know why? It's
Respect.
because the managers
Because
actually
technically they are both.
exactly. You see, tactically, Klopp is putting his players on.
I mean,
Tactically, Pep is putting his players on. Have
I
you seen
haven't seen
Bernardo
players
Silva's
even
interview?
speak out about Rafa Benitez,
Yeah,
right?
because Benitez is a smart coach, bro. Doesn't he have a La Liga?
Ancelotti,
Doesn't he have a
Ancelotti
Champions League?
also. No one ever
Yeah,
tell
Ancelotti is another
Ancelotti
one.
that you
Yeah,
don't know what you're
those
talking
are
about.
intelligent. Those
that's
are proper
so.
coaches, bro.
The point I'm trying to make is Ten Hag thinks he's on that level, but he
And he
isn't.
Yeah,
isn't.
it's the
He
same thing
isn't.
as Arteta.
Yeah,
Arteta's
it's what's gonna
arrogance
cost
doesn't
him.
match what he's achieved. Because the
Yeah,
only thing that he's achieved in the last 5 years is he won the FA Cup against Chelsea,
In
COVID
the
time.
COVID
and
season, right?
yeah,
Thank you. And he
yeah,
reckons he's the second coming at Arsenal.
yeah. I know, dude. It's
Guys,
like that, dog.
Arsenal
And as well,
Football Club is
if you're, imagine Shiva, just to say, imagine you Casemiro, bro. 5 Champions Leagues. You've been managed by
Varane.
Zinedine Zidane. You know what I mean? You one of the greatest players to ever play in Madrid, essentially. In the next 10, 20 years, when they do team of the century, you could potentially be in that team, dog. And
And
then now a
this is a
coach,
tie. This is a Madrid side that has stars for
dude,
days.
for days, bro. And even with Varane, bro, you've got a World Cup on top of that if you Varane. And then here comes a coach who comes with dizzy tactics that don't make sense. What you gonna do, bro? He had a fallout with Varane at the beginning of the season. And Varane is not a problematic player. He's just questioning, yo, chief, these lines that you're making us do here, they don't make sense, bro. The math is
Just
not
go.
mathing. And it's cool.
The math is not mathing.
For Ten Hag to be upset that a player challenges, dog, is where I also have a problem with them from a man management standpoint. There was even a recent interview. I think Bernardo Silva. It was. I think it was when they drew to Arsenal, right? Yeah, and then they had Bernardo Silva speak to the panelists. Bro, Bernardo Silva's game knowledge, bro, is so phenomenal. I was so impressed by the like how he was explaining the game. You know, as he was explaining what Arsenal were doing and what they were doing to prevent Arsenal from playing their game, vice versa. Like he was owning Ian Wright and Sean Wright Phillips, bro,
I
tactically.
don't think. I,
Because of that, bro.
yeah.
It's because his coach even says Pep had us set up this way, and this is the reason why we were set up this way. Whereas now, man, them cheese cop guy, dog. We don't get what he's trying to do, bro. Like it really, it's scary, and I worry about young players like your what again, Kobe Manu, bro, being managed by coaches who aren't serious about you know involving the
I
team. Because at
I'd
the end of the
actually
day,
like to see Kobe playing under Xavi.
you see, you see, with a proper coach, bro, definitely you can get a lot out of him. But
No, but like
unfortunately, with United,
no,
top
no. I
players
think
come here to die, bro.
the best that will see the best out of Ukobi is if you give him to Pep. Or Pep will play him 2 games and then will bench him 2 games and then he will come back, play two
Bring him
games,
on as a
and then he'll
sub.
bench him
Yeah.
again. That in itself builds the hunger in the player. Right
Look
now,
at
Kobe
Rico
knows that his
Lewis.
start. He knows that
Yeah,
his start is guaranteed for Man United. If he pulls a niggling injury in training, everyone worries that, oh shit, this guy is injured and whatnot. And so he doesn't really have to apply himself. So if you can get him to a side where his starting place is not guaranteed, then you're sorted.
So
yeah,
I would actually argue this point, Krizo, because
yeah.
I
With Jota.
thought I thought any coach can't thrive at United. I thought Jose actually thrived at United
He did
Yeah,
until United chose to back the players over him.
until
Basically,
United chose
United
to
was
back the players.
United got to a crossroads with Jose, and they
Van
had
der
an
Sar.
opportunity to clean the slate and get the team with the right mentality to play for Man United. He could have rebuilt that brand properly. Instead, they wanted a coach loved by the players. Instead, they got Ole. Ole was loved by the player, had great rapport with the players. Even Pogba came out and said, "We knew that Ole was never going to go against the players." That tells you that Ole basically wanted to befriend the players. And then from Ole, they went the opposite direction to someone who is an antagonist, who wants to
Ooh,
fight the players, who wants to bully
dude,
them and dominate them. So they had the perfect coach in Jose for what they were trying to do. They chose to support the players, realized their mistake when they got Ole, and then said, we need someone who's going to discipline the players. Went back to the drawing board and then got a principal instead of a coach, and now
yeah,
he's running the club like a dictatorship. So the
bro,
players feel disempowered to say anything. So it's a horrible place to be in, because who then can they get? The players didn't
But
want to listen to Ranić because they were too
even
empowered, and
even
Ranić
under
didn't care
Jose,
about
right?
relationships.
Even under Jose, part of the reason was that Zlatan picked up that bad injury, right? Because he was a proper leader in that
Yes.
team.
Hundred
Pogba is
percent.
not a leader. He has probably just had a loud voice and has a lot of friends in the dressing room, but he's
Yeah,
not a leader.
And he's got social presence because that
And
matters at United.
While Jose was there, you did not hear Pogba speaking out against Jose. It was only after Jose left that you started hearing these rumblings. It's because Jose
Yes.
still has that
Yes.
respect, right?
yeah.
Ten Hag does not have that. And I don't think
'Cause-
Oli has been as bad as people make him out to have been. I actually think Pogba played his best football under Oli, right? Even Bruno Fernandes as well played their best
He
football
did.
under Oli.
Yes.
Because Oli understood United and he knew how to set up a United team. It's just maybe you can't do that anymore considering the competition and how football is evolved. But he understands the basics of that club. And I think
You
if
have
you
me
guys.
thinking.
Mhm.
Sorry, yeah, go for it. So, yeah, you have me thinking. Would Ten Hag be able to manage a team that has Pogba,
No.
Zlatan,
Nope.
and
You'd
who's the
fall out.
keeper? What's his name?
Nope.
Zlatan would have flight
The
kicked
hair.
him, bro. Would have heard him kick someone. You know, Zlatan's crazy, bro. You would
Yep.
have heard that Tena's got a blue eye or something, bro. Because, bro, it's managing egos. Like CKN, like hence I say, you are Casemiro. 5 Champions Leagues, my G. 5.
Because I'm thinking about it. It's like,
Five.
would
You
he
got
have been
more
able
than
to
you got
manage
more
those?
Champions Leagues than majority of these English teams, bro. It's only Liverpool that has more Champions Leagues than you do. And then you're gonna be told by someone who does not know what they're doing what to do. And on top of that, you can tell Ten Hag is not the type of guy who shows respect. You know, there's a certain way you speak to certain players, bro. Let's be for real, dog. It is what it is. Same thing with Fergie. He said about Cantona. There was a way you addressed Cantona. You don't just address Cantona like he's some small boy, bro. You know,
Because he
there's
Yeah,
was
that
an
Cantona was the
Italian.
second.
On
Cantona
the
was the
yeah.
Fergie
second
thing.
coming, my guy.
Because
On the
Cantona was
Fergie
gonna
thing,
swing.
right?
Yeah.
But on the Fergie thing, like there was something that Evra said that just blew my mind. So I think it wasn't like his debut or something, but it was early on in his career. And United were playing badly. I don't remember the full story, but or who they were playing against and stuff like that. But United were playing badly, and Evra thought, okay, I'm actually having a good game here, but the team's not doing well, so I'm now going to try to take more responsibility. And then at halftime, Evra got an absolute rollicking from Ferguson, right?
No one is
And
bigger
then
than the team.
no, and then afterwards, he goes to Ferguson and he's like, "Boss, I didn't think I was playing that badly, right? I thought I was doing the right thing, trying to step up and all of this. Why did I get such a bad talking to? And the guys who were stuffing around, they didn't get anything." And he says, "No, I saw that you were the leader there. So by disciplining you, I woke the rest of the team up.
So
Mm.
Jose
And
used
I
to
knew
do
that
that.
you would take it and you would respond well."
So
Mm.
Jose used to do that to Drogba, Lampard, and Terry.
Yeah,
In the dressing room, they were the ones he always used as examples when he was
yeah,
talking about bad things that happened during play.
yeah.
At Real Madrid, he always used to victimize Sergio Ramos and Cristiano as well. It's a reverse psychology.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the psychology of everyone understanding that you don't have favorites. Just because someone wears an armband, just because someone is your best performing player,
Yeah.
everyone has equal standing with you as a coach, and they'll get
And
the same
Sergio
treatment. I think
Ramos is
Ten Hag
one
was
player
trying to
that
do the
everyone
same
can see
thing
can
with
take it.
Ronaldo.
Yeah. It's Gerard
Yes,
as well
and
under Benitez.
Ten Hag
Gerard
was
said
trying to
Benitez
do
was
the
always
same
cold
thing.
with him.
Yeah.
Ten Hag's trying
Wow.
to do the
Yes,
same thing, but they don't
Ten
respect
Hag,
him.
Ten Hag tried. Ten Hag tried that with Ronaldo, but Ronaldo knows who to respect. He was at that point in his career where he's worked with so many legendary coaches.
Dude.
He knows who to give his respect to, and Ten Hag didn't earn his respect, so he had no respect to give him, and he allowed himself to give him respect. He was respectful of him in the beginning, even with his decision making and everything. It got to a point when he was like, nah, you don't respect me, actually. It's no longer about discipline or anything. You're not gonna put me in the 91st second, and I have to take that as Cristiano Ronaldo. Like,
Dude.
no, I'm not gonna take that. I'm not gonna be your extra sub, like your fifth sub. Like, who am I? Do you know who I am? Why am I your fifth sub? You're basically putting me in the game just so that you can say, oh, he played. I'm not gonna go in. I'm
But
gonna refuse to go in
but
because you don't respect me.
Onke, I like the
Yeah.
coaches that you used, bro. All those coaches, they got silverware behind their back. These are coaches that have
Yes.
won serious trophies,
That's
bro.
So
credibility.
let me
That's
ask this
credibility.
question, guys. Let me ask
Yeah.
this question. Do you get respect because you have silverware? Or do you win silverware because your team respects you?
You win
Which
silverware
way
because you're
around is it?
respected.
it's like which came first, the
See,
chicken or the egg?
and I tend
You
to
win
agree with
it
Onke. I
because you are
think
respected.
yes, you win it because you are respected, and the
Mm,
more you win, the more you are respected.
Okay, so
100%.
That's
I'll use Mourinho when he came to Chelsea first time around. Okay, when he came
Mm,
to Chelsea, he put a line, or he drew a line on the sand where he said, "I'm the special one." Now, whether it is whoever that is the captain at Chelsea at the time, they have to be aware that there's a new sheriff in town who is the shit that everyone must respect.
but
And the
Sihle, there's
one
a
thing
very
that Jose
important
did,
thing that Jose did there, right?
yeah,
Very, very
that's
important
what I'm
thing.
going to. He went
He
right
took
ahead and
all the bullets.
thank
He
you.
took
He
every single bullet
deflected,
that was fired at
yeah.
that team, and he
thank
took
you.
them on his chest on his own. Ten Hag is
Yep.
not doing that. Ten Hag
Yep.
is
Yo,
trying
So
to
Ten
be
Hag
the
is
big
walking
boss,
out of press
but he's throwing his
conferences, bro.
players.
that's
Yeah.
You see,
exactly where I was
put
getting
me
at.
through a hissy
Where
fit,
Yep.
where
walked out of the
with
check.
you with Mourinho, whenever it comes to his press conferences, it was on him, and
Yep.
he
Yeah,
would fight with the ref. It was
Yep.
never Sancho did this,
Yep.
whoever
yeah.
did. It was
Woo.
never none of that, none of that. So
I
that in
Ten Hag.
itself, I think players respected him for that. In that
Yeah,
he
Yep.
said, "I'm the special one,"
Yep.
and then
Me.
everyone's
Me.
attention was on him.
Focus your bullets on me. Let my team do what they need to
yeah.
do.
Thank you. So
But you target me.
Maluda, Cole, and them, they just focused on let's get the job done for the gaffer, and that's that.
Yep.
Yeah, I know, guys. We've been shooting for a while, guys. But
It's
likewise,
just one last thing on Ten Hag before you close up. And I'm not trying to
yeah,
rub anything in here, right? But
His
yeah.
shit.
I noticed no, so I noticed that
Did you hear
he
Sisha?
was never gonna
Just saying.
I
Sorry.
noticed he was never gonna become the coach you expected him to be in that 7-0. And it's not because he lost 7-0, but it's because he saw that you guys were getting absolutely piped and he still kept trying to go toe to toe with us. At
Yeah,
some point, you've got to
Yeah,
realize,
like
okay, let's just try to close this down now. Let's
Yeah.
just close the gap. But he's even in the like final minutes, he's still trying to push his team forward. And I'm like, dude, if you can't learn that lesson, if you're so arrogant to think that you can do
yeah,
this, right?
No,
I
and I
understand if
think
it's 1-0 and you're doing that, or if it's 2-0 and you're doing that. But 4, 5, 6, 7, calm down,
and
yeah.
you're
right?
he
Learn
would
your
already
have
lesson.
scoring
press
on
conference, he
every
would have went
counter.
and said, we went toe to toe with the best team in the land.
But we want the best team in the land.
Just for
And they
that.
were just
Guys,
off winning a trophy. It went to
yo,
his head.
Guys, let
you
me go
guys,
prepare.
yeah.
Guys, let me go prepare for a depression session
All right.
with my team.
Yeah. But guys, thank you so much for availing yourself. Guys, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. Help a brother out. This is Easy Sport, and we out. Peace.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.